Good morning, all. Right before I started this video, it was a video. I have a lot of political videos that are on my algorithm now. I don't mind it. I like to stay in the know. I'm not sure who she was, but she said, Trump believes that if you did not vote for him, he does not have to be your leader. I was like, dang, I could see that. I could see that for sure. The way that his ego operates, I can 100% see that. Which is the most backwards thinking for any type of leader, let alone the president, but I could definitely see that. I think that I see that now more than ever. More than ever. And it's so hard. It's so hard for me. Like I was just talking to my mom about it all. You know, today's my birthday, and you know, she's like, I just don't really follow it. You know, I know he's doing crazy stuff, talking about Trump and what he's doing to the White House and building a ballroom and just ridiculous stuff. Crazy stuff. Off the wall. It's like he just does not, his F's are gone. He has zero. He's like, I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to say what I want. And there ain't one dang thing anybody can do about it. That's where he's at in his walk. I feel it. You know, in that aspect of it, I can appreciate. At least you're finally being honest. But my mom said, I just don't follow it, you know, and this and that. I said, I get that. You know, a lot of people just don't follow it, you know, but when you so graciously get tagged into this program and you so graciously get exploited and you so graciously get targeted and you so graciously get gang stalked and you so graciously get your entire life ripped up from underneath you, and everything inside your life completely demolished for no good reason. No good reason. None. No good reason, right? Because you are who you are, and people for some reason get fluffered by you because you don't abide to their rules because they're supposed to be some kind of like figment of what in your life, I guess, right? Because last I checked, we live in a world with free will, right? That's the last I checked. Okay. But when you cross over into that said program, yeah, you start following things, particularly when you have your 3-letter digit agencies completely making a muck of everything you filed. The court system completely just sitting on things, you know, sitting on injustice things happening in the justice system, literally proof upon proof upon proof. And so, yeah, you become more aware, you know, you open your eyes to it. You do. Because you're like, golly, well, geez, if this is happening to me, who else is it happening to? Because it ain't just happening to me. I know that without a doubt. So it's like, interesting concept there. I would think a leader would step up to the plate and stand against it and stand on 10. No matter who. Who, what, when, where, why. You know? I do it for myself. I do it for humanity. And that's why. That's why. And so you can keep spitting in my face. I'll keep taking it on the chin. It makes no difference to me, the insecurities you guys roll with. I got plenty of room on my side if you'd like to join me. Straight up. Straight up. God loves everybody. He loves me. He loves you. He loves everybody. Period. And that's just the truth. Redeeming Love. I love that movie. I think there's a movie called that. So today is my birthday. I'm turning 41 today. And I'm really excited about this because last year was such a horrible day. And I am in such a complete mind frame, a different mind frame now compared to what I was a year ago. And it is so uplifting and motivating to myself to see my growth in a year, and see how far I've come from October 23rd last year to this year, and see how much God has helped me elevate and transform into the person I was always designed to be. I was always ordained to be. And everything that I'm pouring out into the world is stuff that anybody can do. Anybody can do. Anybody can do. You just have to remove the chains and the bondage of the world. You do. We all walk in chains and bondage of the world because that's what they've conditioned us for. And there's a higher power than that. There is a higher being out there. There's this, and so many people run from spirituality. It's just so crazy to me, especially religious groups. They're like, oh, no, you cannot talk about spirituality. It's like, why? Why? Why does spirituality ruffle the religious groups so much? Let me know. Is because it has truth and it holds you guys accountable for your judgmental ways, your dirty secret ways, what you do in the dark? Is that why? I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm just trying to understand. Why does the religious groups don't like spirituality? Well, what's the difference? God loves everybody. One love. One love, baby. You know, treat every brother and sister as if it was your brother and sister. Love thy brother, love thy sister. Don't matter if you're spiritual or you're religious. It doesn't say anywhere in there. Does it say that? I don't think so. I don't think so. So these are just things you got to ask yourself. I don't know why people get so fluffered. I don't know. I do know why, but it is what it is. People just don't want to look in the mirror. I know it is hard. I had a hard time this last year of my life. I mean, by the grace of God, I'm here, but it's been so hard. I can laugh and smile about it now, but golly, there's been so many days that I didn't even know which way I was going. I cried and cried and cried. I mean, I can't even put into words. That's things I'm going to have to talk about in my book of just the amount of agony and hurt and pain, but also liberation, you know, to go through that, but get to the other side. And I got to the other side by not allowing what's been bestowed onto me to become me. However, I allowed it to help heal me. You know, when people throw darts and hide their hands, when people say things in the back but hide their face, you have to learn, you have to go in and dig deep. The only way to beat those types of challenges is going to be figuring out in yourself why you allow those things to bother you. Because there's no reason why those types of things should bother you. Because if people are at a place in their life to do such things, are those people that you really want around? You know, the caliber of the person that they are. It takes a specific caliber of a person to do such things, right? So you just have to look at the bigger picture, you know, but then at the same time, when you walk through these different things and people are doing or saying things to you, you got to think to yourself, okay, well, what are some things within myself that I need to work on? Because clearly some of it's coming from somewhere, right? And so I just took the time to go in and do the work. Figure out how my mind operates. Figure out how I tick. Figure out what I love and don't love. Figure out what my beliefs are. Figure out what my faith is. Figure out my connection with God. The longer you walk with the Lord, the more you will taste the fruit of his redemption. Not only has he redeemed you from spiritual captivity, he has seated you in heavenly places, but each day the reward of his suffering is evident in your life. It is. Every day I get out of bed, it's evident of Jesus' redemption. Jesus has paid a great price so you can have an enjoyable life. You are not held captive by fear because his perfect love has set you free. And that's for all of us. I'm not held captive for anything. Although we live in a world where they can do systematic abuse and do all this crap and just act like children in business offices, you know, in the weeds and stuff like that. I mean, although we live in a world like that, that's fine. But you're not going to hold me captive. I'll just ignore you. You know, baby, got to eat. I got to do what I got to do to make money. Like my YouTube is at 50 now and it still won't let me go live. I'm going to have to figure that out. But same crap, different day. But it's my birthday and yeah, it's going to be a good day. Believe me, it's going to be a good day. I love you guys. Have a great day.